Is Jeremy Corbyn fit to run for London Mayor? Now, the former leader of the Labour Party has dropped his biggest hint yet that he is planning to run as an independent candidate in the London mayoral race. He's telling friends that they would see him around a lot more and that he wasn't going anywhere. Now, this comes off the back of months of speculation that he's been planning on challenging the incumbent Sadiq Khan following his expulsion from the Labour Party. However, not only has this led to fears from his own side that he will split the Labour vote, handing the keys to City Hall to the Conservative candidate Suzanne, but questions have also been raised about his suitability to hold such a high office. Not only has he historically referred to the proscribed terror group Hamas as friends and criticised the decision to prescribe them as terrorists in the first place, but he appeared at a pro-Palestine rally in London only yesterday, where he once again refused to condemn the massacre of innocent Israeli civilians by Hamas. So for the Great British Debate this hour, I'm asking, is Jeremy Corbyn fit to run for London Mayor? To discuss this, I'm joined again by Peter Edwards, former editor of the Labour List, and Suzanne Evans. Sorry, you haven't got married recently. Or ever, probably never. Also, I don't know. I don't know. Have you ever been married, either of you? No, let's move on. Also, Neil Parish, who's a former Conservative MP, and James Mathewson, former Labour spokesman. OK, I'm going to start with you, Neil Parish. You're a former Conservative MP. Let's talk about it. Jeremy Corbyn, in your view, is he fit to run as a London mayor?
I don't think he's fit to run because I think his views on Hamas, the fact, the barbarism and the terrorism and the murder of innocent people in Israel is just horrendous. But I think he is able to stand as mayor because democratically he could stand. I mean, what I do actually wonder is because I think most British Muslims would not actually support his views on Hamas. So why don't we let him stand and actually see what he can get in the way of votes? Because I actually think a lot of people will not vote for Jeremy Corbyn. I don't think he's fit for it, but I think he is able to do so. And of course, why don't we just call him out? Are you going to stand, Jeremy, or not? At the moment, he just sort of fritters around, doesn't he? Saying, well, I might stand, I might not. I would call him out. Say, if you're going to stand, let's have your clear views on where you stand on Hamas. And if he will not condemn the barbarism and the terrorism of what they've done in Gaza to Israelis and Jewish people, then I think he is totally unfit. But he can democratically stand if he so wishes.
Or is that code for we want him to stand so he can split the Labour vote so Suzanne Hall can get in? James Mathewson, you're a former Labour spokesperson. What do you think?
I was going to say, just had to call out Neil on that. Great one, because I'm thinking you'd love him to stand, wouldn't you, Neil? It'd be a great attempt to split that vote, because that's the concern, and that is the genuine concern from Labour people like myself, and from people, I'm a Democrat. I believe that he should be able to stand if he wants to, but it would be a dark day for the Labour Party. It'd be a dark day for any progressive out there. I believe at the moment we're facing attacks on progressive values all over the world, from, women's rights being stripped away in the US to, LGBT communities feeling increasingly marginalised. It'd be a real shame to see the Progressive Party of Britain being denied an electoral victory by somebody who used to lead it and by somebody whose ego has got the better of him, sadly.
But you say about women's rights, but you do recall that the almighty Sir Keir Starmer, the Labour leader, was unable to say what a woman was for quite some time. So that would be a concern for many, many women. Do you know what I mean?
I'm afraid we'll have to disagree on that, but regardless of that, Nana, when it comes to progressive values and when it comes to left-wing values, which obviously you and I may disagree on, we may disagree on the panel. However, I want to see those views represented, and to see somebody who says they agree with those views in Jeremy actually denying the party that has the chance to represent those views and to stand up for those values, it would be a real shame.
Suzanne Evans.
So I hope he stands, because I'd like to see Susan Hall. I think she's probably the best candidate, the Conservative candidate. But is he fit? Well, that's another question. Or is he right to stand? Is he fit? I don't think so. And I think he again showed his true colours at the demonstration yesterday. He talked about and regretted the loss of life on both sides, but then went on to his usual cry of wanting to call out Israel for war crimes and to stop arms sales to Israel. No mention whatsoever about the covert arms that are coming from Iran and from Syria in an underground tunnel network across the Egyptian-Gaza border. No mention of that whatsoever. Or, of course, the weapons that Hamas gets on the black market. So what would he do? Cut arms supplies to Israel and leave them defenceless against these appalling terrorist atrocities that we've seen this week? No, he's absolutely not fit to be mayor or indeed a politician at all, in my view.
Peter Edwards.
Jeremy Corbyn, he was a leader of the Labour Party. He was unsuccessful on nearly every measure. He was hopeless. I think many of us feel. He's not a Labour MP. I actually took this hint that's in some newspapers over the weekend. He'd stand against the Labour Party in Islington North. I think it's really unlikely he'll run as a mayoral candidate. I think he's been in Islington North since the early 1980s, around about 40 years. I think he feels wounded by being suspended from the parliamentary party, and I suspect he would want to stand there to be an independent left-wing MP in the House of Commons. But to be honest, I would hope he'd lose, and I'll support the Labour candidate, whether that's in London or Islington North.
OK, so I'll then ask you then all one at a time. Peter Edwards, is he fit to run for Labour Mayor, yes or no? Fit or yes? Yes or no?
Well, he was hopeless as leader.
So yes
he's
or
not
no?
going to run. I'd encourage him not to. I think he was utterly hopeless as Labour leader.
So no, the answer's no. No? He's not. James Mathewson, is he fit to run for Labour Mayor, yes or no?
Yes, I believe he's fit to run for it. Does he deserve to be it? No.
Neil Parish, yes or no?
I would probably say he's able to run for it, but he's not actually fit.
Suzanne?
I totally agree. I think, yes, he can run if he wants to. It's a democracy, but no, he's not fit.
Well, thank you so much for your thoughts. That's my panel. Thank you so much for your views, Neil Parish, Peter Edwards, so many of you, James Mathewson, and also Suzanne Evans. Have I said you already before? Did I say you twice?
I don't know. You can mention me
Well, thank you.
twice.
Thank you so much for all your thoughts. Keep them coming. No, but what do you think then? Is he fit to run for London Mayor? Would you be prepared to vote for him? Or is it wise that he should actually run to split the vote? But the show's nothing without you and your views. Let's welcome on our Great British Voices, their opportunity to be on the show and tell us what they think about the topics we're discussing. I've got John Reid in Kidderminster. He's there live for us now. John Reid, do you think that someone like Jeremy Corbyn, especially with his views and the things that he's done, is he fit to run for him as a mayor in any place?
Yeah, no, undoubtedly Jeremy is a clever man, but I think he's had his day, well past it. I wouldn't personally want to see him run. I can see that in a democracy there's no way of stopping him. But I think he would split the Labour vote and allow the Tory in, which might not be a bad thing for London Mayor, but it wouldn't fit with my politics, I'm afraid. So is he fit to run for London Mayor? Yes. Do I want to see him run? No, I don't. I think he should retire and rest easy and just watch the world go by.
Thank you very much, John in Kidderminster. Here's our TV voice. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.